This conference will now be recorded.
Andy, good evening. Welcome to Amazon Web Services. So today we are going to discuss Linux instance. So in the last lecture we have been completed AWS EC2 Windows instance. Now today we are talking Linux EC2 instance. Okay, in the Linux instances, please understand the login usernames are based on flavors. So if you use Linux OS, Amazon Linux EC2 user, RHL operating system, I mean Red Hat SUSE Linux, EC2 Linux, Fedora EC2 user or Fedora OS, Ubuntu operating system, username Ubuntu, CentOS, the username is CentOS, Debian, the username is admin. Okay, tell me anyone, for connecting Windows Server, what protocol is recommended? Anyone? Which protocol is used for connecting Windows Server in the last lecture? Can you hear me? Hello. వినిపిస్తుందండి? అట్లీస్ట్ సే హాయ్ వన్ పర్సన్.
Yes, sir.
ఓకే,
Yes,
దెన్
sir.
టెల్ మీ. Yes sir, what is the protocol recommended for Windows instance? RDP, remote desktop protocol అని చెప్పారు. Then what is the port number for RDP? What is the port number
Double
for the
three eight
RDP?
nine.
3389. So now in the Linux servers, the port number is 22, which is called what? SSH, Secure Shell port number 22. Remember everyone. Secure Shell 22 is the port number. Right? So now how to create Linux instance? Today I will tell you. But Windows purpose, RDP 3389. For Linux, SSH Secure Shell port number 22. Now I will show you how to create. చదవాలండి, చదవకపోతే యూజ్ లేదు, నో యూజ్ వితౌట్ రీడింగ్. రైట్. ఓకే, సో ఫ్రమ్ ది ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్, launch instances, select any one Linux. For example, I will go for, we are using Red Hat Linux, right? So that's why I will go for Red Hat Linux 8. Select Red Hat Linux. Then same way, same process in the last lecture. Instance type t2.micro free tier 1 CPU 1 GB RAM. I selected, and configure instance details, number of instances 1. Then storage is here Linux 10 GB only. But for Windows, what is the storage capacity here? What is the Windows instance
30.
size here? 30 GB.
30.
But for Linux, 10 GB is sufficient. Then add tags. That is, what is the tag name? Okay, this is the identification name I told you. So name of the server is, this is RHEL8. Okay, we will keep it multiple tag names, but I specified only one tag. But in the security group, in the last lecture, Windows security group, then I will make it the what here, Linux security group. Then I recommended the port number like it is called SSH22 anywhere. For web application, here what is the port number of web? What service is recommended for the web application, web hosting?
HTTP
What is the port number of HTTP?
80.
Good. So now the port number is HTTP 80. So I will keep it anywhere address. So same process in the last lecture, Windows Security Group port number 3389. This is the Linux server, that's why port 22. Then click on review, launch instance, and even every time no need to create any key pair. So here is the what new key pair option, otherwise you can select the what existing key pair. So my key pair is the what online. Last lecture we successfully downloaded this key, select that key. Okay, because I will connect this instance, use this key pair. Then launch instances, simple. So this is the way to creating the what EC2 Linux server. So now your server is ready, right? So now the next important thing, how to connect Linux server. That is the important activity. So how to connect Linux server. Okay. So now you want to connect Linux server, you must download two tools. What are the tool names? In the Google, type putty download. So that is putty.org is the website. Go to putty.org website. In the first tab, you can download putty here. So what are the softwares for downloading? The softwares are here putty.exe 64-bit download, 64-bit download, first one. So downloaded success. Then second one is in the same tab, one more software name PuttyGen. This is the what 64-bit x86 PuttyGen software. Now successfully both softwares are downloaded. But no need to install the softwares, directly copy paste on the desktop. See, same software, Putty and PuttyGen. So why need to recommend these two softwares? So actually in the Linux instance, the backend, the server is running on Amazon instance. I mean Amazon network. But every day I want to connect this instance from the laptop, like from my desktop. Then for connecting Linux servers, we recommended the tool name is Putty. So Putty is a recommended tool for connecting Linux servers from Windows. So Windows with Linux connect avalante, then what tool is recommended? Putty is the what recommended tool. But one more tool is the what PuttyGen. What is the purpose of PuttyGen? So the PuttyGen purpose is to convert the PEM file to PPK file. I mean, you successfully downloaded in the downloads, your file name is like it is called what in the last lecture online file, right? This is the what PEM file. But you want to connect Linux server from Windows through Putty, you want to connect any Linux server, we recommended the extension is, so by default the downloaded key extension is okay, the file name is online, but default extension is PEM. But this PEM file is not supported through Putty, so that's why that file converted to .ppk. Okay, the PEM extension convert to .ppk. So PEM stands for privacy enhanced mail. PPK stands for Putty private key. Putty private key. Then how to convert PEM format to PPK format? That's why you will use the what? The tool name is PuttyGen. So PuttyGen will help you to save the what file with required format. Then select PuttyGen, open PuttyGen. Then option is load. Now from the downloads, here it is highlighting only ppk files, but select all files. Now what is my file name? Online. Then open. Okay, so this is the key. Then save private key. Don't copy, don't save it public key. Save private key. Save private key. Yes. Okay, the file name is again with the same name online, but by default it will collect .ppk extension. Then save it. So go for downloads again. Save this. What is the file name? Online.ppk saved. This is the what online.pem file. Today I saved with online.ppk. Enough. So that is the what putty gen file. What is the use of putty gen? It saves the what key pairs with required format, with the required extension like that. Now close it. Okay. Now what is the option to connect Linux servers? So how to connect the what Linux server? Open putty. Open putty. So now this is connecting over the port number 22. That's why you added the port number 22 in the security group. Which server you want to connect? That is the server host name or IP address. The server host name or IP address is this is. I want to connect the server public IP address. Choose, please copy the public IP and add here. Then we are connecting over the SSH. That's why this SSH port number is added under the what 22. That is called what in the security group. Then how to load your key pair? How to load the key pair? Here SSH authentication, browse it. So because you must attach the what your key. So here under SSH select authentication, browse. Which key you want to upload? ppk file what you converted recently, online.ppk file. Then open and open. Yes, it is asking username. So Red Hat server, the default username is ec2 user. What is the username? ec2 user. Then if I enter, yes, successfully connected. See this is the what Linux. Remember guys, you don't know how to install Linux and maybe it is a long process to connecting installations, then very best idea here, please just one instance will create under AWS environment. Take the practicals here every day. ఇక్కడ మీరు ప్రాక్టికల్స్ చేసుకోవచ్చు సింపుల్గా. దెన్ హియర్ చేంజ్ సెట్టింగ్స్. ఓకే, I will make it the what color and increase the font size. Just wait here. Okay, makes sense now. So now this is the what dollar prompt because EC2 user is the dollar. You know that how to switch the super user. Sudo space -i is the command to switch super user. So now directly to switch super user $2 hash. Now I'm working on root user. So now you are taking the work on here. Same. So the Linux activities you can run here. But the server is running where? Under AWS environment. But activities you will go here. This is the way to connecting the what? Linux server. Then which version is running Linux? How do you know that? Under etc Red Hat release. So this is the word Linux release 8.5. Which kernel is running? How do you know that? You know the command uname-r to release version. So this is called what 4.18 edition is running. Okay. So with help of these commands, which architecture this is? 64-bit. You know that Linux commands, right? So the same Linux activities you will do it here. Okay. So now the first important thing, after connecting Linux, you must update the server. How to update Linux servers? Yum update space -y. But how to update Windows server? Windows servers means go to run prompt, search updated. So here check for updates option. So check for update option. So now any pending updates are there. Now here check for updates in the Windows. But any pending updates are there, you will update in Windows environment. Here is Windows. But the same updates, how can you execute on Linux? Yum update. Because it is a command line. You must execute everything with command line only. So yum update is the command. So now any pending updates are there, it will update. Yes. Now it will running the what pending updates. So it will take 1 to 2 minutes. Just wait few minutes.
Sir, if I keep the instance in stop state, will my hours be consumed?
No, when the instance state is stopped, your hours are what not wasted. So I mean it's
Okay.
called not consumed.
And how do I know about how many hours are consumed, sir?
That is free tier. They are not like it is called what activated any options.
Okay, so generally you will not know.
Yeah, because of it is a free tier, now free access. But
Okay, no, you told me like it's
in
715
case
hours.
uh, if you reach like more than 700 hours,
Hmm.
definitely you will get a mail. So you have only few hours only. So means the limitation you will reach just like 20 hours or like 20 hours or 30 hours are pending, then
Hmm.
definitely you will get a through mail.
Okay, sir.
But it is highly impossible to reach the what 750 hours, because say every day you are doing the what practicals just 1 hour or 2 hours one instance, but 30 hours into 30 days into 2 you will calculate it only just like 120 hours 60 hours only. If you take practicals daily 6 hours, so 6 into like 30 days, what is that? 180 hours only. But when
180.
will you take the practicals? So 24 hours, then only you will reach it.
Okay, sir.
Correct or not? Because 750
Yeah.
hours per day, 24 hours, 24 into 30 days, you can calculate it.
Right, sir. Right, sir. So it's a little difficult to reach
Uh,
so many hours, right?
really impossible to reach the what like limitations.
Okay, okay.
But when will you reach it? For example, if you run at a time 10 servers, at a time 10 servers, continuously running 10 servers, then your allotment is 750 by 10. It is equivalent to 75 hours only.
Okay, sir.
Got my point?
Yeah, yeah, got your point.
But why need to take 10 servers? Your practical just one server is enough. But sometimes two
Mm.
or three servers are recommended.
Okay, sir.
It's being to update. So every day you will take the practicals on this Linux instance. It is the best idea. No need to install even a physical what VMware workstation like that. In the AWS environment, and create one Red Hat server and connect the server, take the practicals, user ad like everything. This is the best idea to take the word practicals. But once practicals are completed, then again next day we'll use the word same server. Better to stop. Stop the server. Again you can start it and connect it and use the practical cell. Right? Okay, no need VMware workstation to install Linux practicals and everything. So you know that now how to create the what AWS Linux instance. So this is the way to connect instance and connect the what instance and take the practicals. Okay, so now successfully updated. But again, if you run the what same command m update, but no pending updates are marked. See this, the system already the latest update. So dependencies are resolved, nothing to do because already completed updates. Okay, so this is the what one way how to connect. But now in the last lecture, like we have been discussed how to install Microsoft IIS server, but in the Linux you will install web server, which is called what HTTPD is the what option. So how to install web server on the Linux environment? Microsoft Windows means IIS is the server. In the last lecture, IIS. But Linux instances, the server name is HTTPD, Apache Web Server. So how to install this web server? Yum install is the command for installation. Then what is the package you want to install? HTTPD-Y. So this is the option to install the what web server. Yum install HTTPD. Then enter. Right, the package successfully installed. So which version is installed? How do you know that? HTTPD space -b to verify the what version. So now Apache 2.4 version successfully installed, right? So now the next important thing, you must start the service. But by default in the Windows, once the software is installed, everything is started automatically. But in the Linux, in the command line, you must start the what manually. So then how to start? For example, the software has been installed. But how do you know that the sample page will be loaded or not? So now in the control we verify that, so you don't see any message on the screen because you don't see any web page on the screen. Then what is the solution? So here, actually, how to verify the status means systemctl status httpd. So what is mean by httpd? So this is the command, the httpd is running or not. So now here series, what is the status? Inactive state. I mean the software is what, the httpd service is what, not running. Then how can you start? Then we will use the word, the option name is start. Then successfully started. Then you must run the what, one more command, systemctl enable. Enable option is to make service persistent. So once you started the service, see, automatically the page has been loaded. So the page successfully loaded. See this? Red Hat Enterprise Linux test page. Right? So now by default the service is what, not loaded. You must start the what service. Systemctl is the command, space start is the option, space which service you want to start, httpd. And the enable option is the what, to make service persistent. Persistent means even you can reboot this instance, the service automatically will enable. Okay, so once you start the what Apache server, you will see the message, you will see the what test phase on that, which is called what, Red Hat Enterprise Linux test phase. Okay, sir, I want to learn the same way in the in the Windows IIS web server test phase has been loaded. Same here it is called what, this test phase is different, that test phase is different. But how to load the custom pages? In the AWS Linux instance, the custom pages are in the location of /var/www in the location of HTML. So this is the word web page location for the Linux document root location. But Microsoft IIS server document location is what? Under C drive. It is a what? www inetpub www root is the location in the last lecture. This is Linux where www html is the location. Yes, in the location we don't have any file. Then create a what, one file with help of the what, vim the same file name, index.html. Okay, I'm creating the what, index.html file. Right, in the index.html file I will write. Okay, VIM is not there. See, sometimes like this command not found is the error. Then what to do? Install the what? This package. How to install that? So like yum install VIM. Then it will install the what? VIM software. So when will you get the what message command not found like that? Then install the what software. So now VIM is working now. See that? Yes, it's working. So now I'm writing some code. What is the code? HTML. Okay, same code, body busy color is equal to red and the text color equal to blue, and then marquee is the option in the marquee, which is called what, header 1. So what is the message? Welcome to, like I want to print AWS, welcome to AWS. Then which is the what, header 1, close it, and I will close the what, marquee. And same code, last lecture code. Then close the body and close the what, HTML. Close the what, HTML. Now I will save the file. See that what code has been what code is created? The code is index.html file. So this file is created under the location of where www html. Right? So now text, you will keep it the word, the document root location is where www html. Developer web pages, you will keep it in this location. But now if I refresh the same page, what happens? See, the page has been loaded. What is the message? Welcome to AWS, like that. Okay, this is the word Linux web server loading. So Linux web server configuration. Okay, so maybe you won't see any message on the screen like the web page is not loaded? What kind of issues maybe is occurred in the backend? Anyone? What is the solution? Maybe the page has been not loaded. The page is not loaded. Then what is? What is the issue? Anyone?
Changes in security group.
Yeah. So you will verify the what security group in the Linux environment, that is AWS environment. But what kind of things you can verify in the Linux side? So that is security group in the what AWS dashboard, right? But in the Linux level, how can you troubleshoot it? So in the Linux level, the troubleshooting is the given service is running or not. Systemctl status HTTPD is running or not. So now HTTPD is what active running state. So that's why the page is successfully loaded. Okay, for example, so the service is what I will stop first. Service is what stopped. Now just refresh the page. So it's not working, right? So the problem is you can verify security. Okay, still security group, the port number is 80 is available, but not loaded again. Then you can verify the what status of this page. So now service is running or not. So now service is the what inactive state. That's why the page is not loaded. Then what to do? You will start the what service immediately. You will start the what service immediately. When the service is started, then you can refresh it. The page is loaded. This is the what second security group. But the second important thing in the real time in the Linux server level, okay, the port 22 and 80 is opened or not. How do you know in the Linux level? In the Linux level, how to verify the two ports are opened or not. So in the AWS level, easily to verify the what port numbers in the security group. So which is like port 22 and 80 both are what running. So like in the what Linux security group, so the ports 22 and 80 both are running successful. 22 and 80. But how to verify in the Linux side both ports are running or not? So the repeated entry equation netstat command to verify the port number. One where PANTL, that is P for process, A for all, N for numeric, T for TCP, L for list. So if you verify this, then see, yes, the port 22 is what opened. The port 80 also opened. See, these two ports are opened, but remaining ports are not running. So these two ports are observed established. So established with which user? EC2 user are connected. That's why it is called 22 port number. Okay, very clear everything here. Then the port is not visible here. Okay, the port maybe port issues in the backend. And next, the second troubleshooting is the important thing. You can verify the what log files. Where is the log files in the web server? Where log HTTPD is the location. In the location, we have two logs. What are the two log files? Access log file and error log file. You can troubleshoot it. So these are the what repeated question. Okay, the interview question is they're asking, okay, I'm trying to access the what one application, then you are not getting the what maybe application, what kind of troubleshooting in the back end? So how can you troubleshoot it? Okay, first we'll verify the what in the security group AWS level, so the ports are opened or not. That is the major issue. Once even ports are successfully added in the security group, I will go for the what application level to troubleshoot the what log files, to verify the what log files. Maybe the ports are running or not, what time the port is connected, and with help of netstat command, I will check the what port numbers and checking the what log files and everything. So generally, these two log files are maintained. So in the first access log file maintains who are visited the what web page, who are visiting the what web page. So now so far, so like the 2nd June 22, this time only the web browser Chrome will through web server Chrome. So this IP address access the what this website. That is called what? This access log file maintains who visited this website. ఎవరు ఈ వెబ్సైట్ విజిట్ చేశారో వాళ్ళ లిస్ట్ ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. Then what is the error log file? The server is went it down, like went it up, like everything under the what error log file. So the in the error log file maintains it is okay. This time is the what HTTPD is the what normal operations run, but this time is HTTPD is it is called seems to down. Where is that? So it is called what seems to shutting down gracefully. At what time? This time is what? Your server is down. This time is what? Your server is up. So like that, what time your application is down, what time your application is again up. How do you know that? So then you can verify the what log files. So the log everything is maintained. So go for logs and verify the what logs and troubleshoot it. Okay, so where is the logs? In the httpd where log httpd. What are the log files here? Access log and error log. Access log file maintains visiting users information of the website. Error log file maintains what time your web server is down and up. So like it is called error related issues are error log file, right? So this is called what? Web server information. Are clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I will log out. So you will do the what operations with as prompt only, because as is the what root account access, but dollar is the what normal user account. Okay. So how to switch the dollar super user? Sudo space -i, or you can use sudo space su space hyphen also it is possible, but simple sudo space -i. Okay, you can log out, exit. So now exit to close the terminal. Okay, I will stop the what my instance. So you want to use every time this instance, then instance will what stop it. So like this you can stop the what instance, then your allotment will be saved. So out of 750 hours, now 1 hour is completed, remaining 749 hours are saved. But we'll keep it the what the server is running state, it's being to running state, then your allotment is what will be finished, means every hour will calculate like that. Okay, now server is being to stopping. Okay, so that's why even we cannot access the what web page because backend server is down. But one important thing, just understand everyone. So when the server is down, means it is called what stopping. Generally, the server web IP address is 107.22.86.34, right? But after stopping and starting, so now the server is what? This is the what IP address. But once you stop the server, again start the server, you will not get your same IP address again. So once you stop and start it, then the machine will get the what different IP address. Too much time. Okay, now instance is stopped. But now we don't have any IP address. But if I start again, start instance, but it will get the one different IP address. Okay, now what is the IP address of this server series? 2322. But previous server address is the same server previous IP address is what? 107.22. So now this IP is not working. Because if we stop and start instance, the instance will get the one different IP address every instance start stage. Okay, now I don't need this server. Directly I will terminate it. Okay, this is called what? EC2 Linux server. So tomorrow I will explain what is the boot process, then how to get the what elastic IP address network interfaces for the server in the tomorrow lecture. Right? Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thanks.